So today with John and Helen is the program. The station is PlusTvAfrica, channel 408 DSTV, 308 Star Times. We are 24 hours streaming on YouTube and a lot more. If you just joined in, we welcome you to the family discussion. One of our guests today is Dr. Bodunrin Osikomaiya, and she's a consultant hematologist with a special interest in blood transfusion. Does that make you scared? You shouldn't be. Well, John, as usual, before we get to the nitty-gritty of the subject matter for today, how was your week? Or how has your week been?
How has my week been? Yes, I've been an observer. Well, I'm lucky I'm not one of those who would hop onto public transport on a daily basis. Wow. But I noticed that a lot of people had it a little difficult.
Yeah.
That's really like
well, gone
this week, yes, and there was some strike by the private.
And the summation. You know, I ran into a document with all of the details of how much they pay
the tariffs
from
and things
each bus stop to the other on a daily basis, and I'm
amazing.
like,
and you wonder how much you take home at the end of the day.
wow.
Having paid all of that. Well, that caught my attention actually.
Oh boy.
And another thing that caught my attention, maybe I should start. Helen, how much money do you have left in your backyard? Cash.
I don't have money in my backyard.
Because people are scrambling, people are dusting everything up.
Yes.
You know, people like you are dusting everything up and dumping it in the
but
bank.
it's crazy. Why would you need to dig a hole anywhere in your house and throw in money?
Because
what does it take to invest that money, or just put it in the bank?
Because you're not talking small amounts here. If you take that money anywhere, the bills will go up.
No wonder they're talking about the EFCC now on standby, especially with more than 2 eyes watching for a few.
So if you deposit any huge amounts, the bill will go up, and you have to explain where.
So what will happen now? They will need to deposit those monies.
They can send some to you now.
Okay, now, all right, and a bit worrisome is the fact that ASU, officially the strike has been called off, but unofficially, a couple of the lecturers are still having issues, and I hear the University of Jos, the ASU chapter there has given a marching order for all of their lecturers to stay at home. Yeah. No teaching until all their monies are paid.
That means we still have some gray areas, rough edges to smoothen out. And we hope that that will be sorted out very soon, so that our younger ones, our children, our brothers and sisters, will not have to go through all of that pain again.
And painful
We've had enough.
I was going to say just painful very quickly is the fact that UNICEF has come out to express, and when UNICEF, puts their comes out to add their voices to an issue, it means that this thing has escalated to a certain level. At this point in time, they've expressed concern about the abduction of 20 more children in Katsina State. Children. Why children?
Yeah,
why?
Because that's the best way to catch us.
Okay. All right.
So Helen, I'm so eager to jump into today's
program.
Go
ahead. Yeah? Let's go ahead.
So one day every year is set aside to provide an opportunity to call on, government and national health authorities to raise awareness for the need for safe blood and blood products, like they say, as a life-saving gift. Yeah.
That day globally is the 14th of June. Today is not 14th of June, but we are of the opinion that more time is needed to create the much needed awareness. In fact, every day talking, having conversations
every day
in
should
this
be a
area.
14th
Yeah, it should be 14th of June.
Yeah.
So the reason why we're here today to talk donating and transfusing blood, because it's such an important aspect that a lot of us, do not even consider. And joining us right away is Dr. Bodunrin Osikomaiya.
Yes,
John,
Dr. Osikomaiya is consultant hematologist with special interest in blood transfusion, with over 15 years experience in clinical and laboratory practice in the public and private health sectors in Nigeria. She has international training in red cell immunology, blood banking, and apheresis. Yeah?
Okay, our guest is also very active in clinical research. She's a member of many medical and health associations, both home here and abroad. Too many for us to mention at this point. She's a seasoned leader, a manager and team player who is currently the executive secretary, Lagos State Blood Transfusion Service. Dr. Osikomaiya is she's so passionate about the availability and accessibility of good blood. Underline that, good blood. And the reason she's here to talk more about blood donation and transfusion. So good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, Helen and John. Thanks for having us here, because I do agree with you. We need to do a lot more about advocacy. Yeah. One day isn't enough. Every day should be the 14th of June. Yeah. And I'm happy to announce right now that the National Blood Service Commission, which is also our supervising body, just chose the 8th of December as the National Blood Donations Day.
8th of December.
The 8th of
Really?
December. So we need to do more
now.
Yeah. So it's just an opportunity to have another 14th of June in the Nigeria. Yes, in December.
Excellent.
So I'll say one thing before we start. You know, when I heard that we were going to have a hematologist on the program, I was looking out for somebody who will have two horns, incisors coming out, and blood dripping everywhere.
Why?
Yeah, because they suck your blood, don't you? But hey, look we have a pretty, beautiful lady who's smiling, and she looks so harmless.
I think the job of
drawing blood.
Well, it's not that bad. It's actually fun giving blood. If you meet our voluntary donors, they are eager to give blood. It's just starting that it's scary because we don't really know what it entails.
Yeah.
So we're here to tell people what it entails.
So why is
it scary?
Why do we have to give blood? Let's start from there.
You have to give blood to save lives.
To save
you
lives.
have to give blood because you don't have enough blood in the system for emergencies, for routine medical care. And who needs blood? Yeah. We have people with congenital conditions like sickle cell disease. About 2% of the Nigerian population are treated. So you can imagine how many people have sickle cell disease. We need to give blood for people with chronic conditions like chronic renal failure, but cancer patients, especially cancer patients on chemotherapy. They usually have bone marrow failure and need blood to remain alive. We need to give blood for pregnant women. Many pregnant women could come up with a lot of complications. That involves blood loss. And just as I say, the common language is the tap is open. Once a pregnant woman that is delivering or has a baby in is losing blood, it just keeps flowing because there's really no way you can stop it easily. We need to give blood to babies that have that need to have something called an exchange blood transfusion, maybe following jaundice. It's quite common around here. We need to give them blood. What about under 5s? Severe malaria is still very prevalent in this country, and so we need blood to sustain this.
So there's so many things impact on our blood.
What about accident victims? Yeah. Oh, that is quite bad because once it happens, it might just be 1 unit of blood that will keep them alive and sustain them until they get to the hospital where they can be well managed. So the need for blood is enormous. The need for blood is enormous. And much more than that, we are talking about those that need blood. What about to us? It's beneficial. To you and I, if you give blood, it gives your bone marrow an opportunity.
Just hold on there.
You're talking about blood like we're having a drink.
Like it's a glass of wine.
It is. You should enjoy it.
We should enjoy it.
Yes, you should enjoy it.
All right. But you know, in this part of the world, there are various misconceptions surrounding blood donation. Would you want to share some of them with us? And lay our fears.
Yes. So let me think back at the questions people have asked me. So one of the commonest questions is, I don't need to give blood because there is enough. And I've said there isn't enough. Yeah. Another is, nobody needs my blood. because I don't, but people need your blood. Every blood type is important. As I said, we don't have enough. I think it's an opportunity to tell you what the World Health Organization mandates. So the World Health Organization estimates that we need 1 to 2% of blood from the population to meet our blood needs.
1 to 2%
of the population. So let's do some mathematics here.
Yes.
What's our population in
about
Lagos?
200 million.
Let's Nigeria, about 200 million.
Nigeria, okay,
yes,
yeah.
about 200.
Okay,
so
Lagos would be about 25.
Yes. So let's go Nigeria because this is a national program.
National, yes.
So we are going 200 million. And then 1% of 200 million is about what? At least
I left
million.
School.
Have at least 2
I
million.
got F9 in mathematics.
It's not that bad. You couldn't have been here in F9. Yeah, so it's about 2 million units of blood. And I can tell you that we are yet to collect even up to half of that number in Nigeria. Wow. So what happens to the remaining people that were not able to have access to this blood? And the thing about blood is not just having the blood available, availability and easy accessibility of this blood.
Any cultural or religious hindrances?
So we have cultural hindrances. People will tell you that they don't give blood where I come from because when you give it, yes, we don't take. That's usually more religious about it. But if I give you my blood, then I'm giving you my good destiny. Wow. Yeah, so they don't want to lose that good part of them, the destiny, the aura that makes them successful. I've heard that before. I've seen a man that will tell you that if I give blood, my male, I won't be able to have sexual, not reproduce. Really? Sexual fun, not that kind of thing. Some people have attributed blood donation to what do you call it, sexual dysfunction. I know sexual dysfunction is also involved with blood. There is a relationship, but it is completely different. Yeah. Yes.
Where did they come up with this?
No, so many different things comes up. Wow. Another one is some people will tell you that if they give blood, that their children will not be successful because the Bible says that the sins, and I'm like, sins? What is the sin in giving blood? And then you're like, where is this coming from? But really, the truth is, there are so many myths, and we are here to demystify them. Really, just background. People just are afraid of spiritual things. The most common is the Jehovah's Witness. I will tell you that they are not allowed to receive blood. They also do not give because there's a part of the Bible that kind of mentions something like that, but we try to enlighten them. Yes. And so when we have people like that, because you have a right to your religion and you have a right to your belief, you ensure that their blood needs are well managed even before an emergency comes up.
Wow.
See how we said wow.
That is serious. So this really must have this must be affecting, influencing the numbers that you talked about.
It's quite low.
Now tell me, those are myths, right?
Yes.
Mostly myths. Now, could you explain to us, please? We have various blood types.
Yes, please.
Okay, some of us pretend to know that what our blood types are and all of that. Tell us about the various blood types and as humans and what they mean to us.
So the blood types actually proteins. They're protein particles. That's the best way I can explain it on the surface of the blood. So the most common ones are the ABO blood types and the rhesus. Understand? So if you ask anybody that, what is your blood group? They'll be like, I am either AB, ABO, and then a sign goes after it, maybe a positive plus or a negative. So the most common ones that is necessary, that you need to know or to be tested for before the blood is transfused, is ABO and rhesus. So we have AB, it's a combination. We have A, B, O, AB, and then it can be A positive or A negative, B positive, B negative, O positive or O negative, and AB positive or AB negative. So the good thing about it is it helps to delineate people into the rare blood types. To us in Lagos, all negatives are rare blood types. So we put everybody that is a rhesus negative as a rare blood type because very few people have this negative. In Lagos State, it's
Is that
less
like
than
blue blood?
20%. Yes.
Like my blood? I'm royalty.
So the commonest is O positive. The commonest is the O group, and the rhesus positive. The combination is the commonest. So it really matters, because if you are, it determines the type of blood that can be given to someone for transfusion, or can be received.
Yes.
So if you are an O positive, for example, many people can use it, but you cannot receive from just everybody.
Say that again.
If you are O positive, yes, please.
You can give.
Many people, you can give your blood out to many people, but you cannot receive just anybody's blood. In the past, it used to be called the general donor. That was in the past. But because we are exposed to different things in life, there are many people with O positive that have something called hemolysis. So it must be tested before donation. So if you are, it must be tested before transfusion. So if you are a B positive, for example, will most likely have, first of all, a B positive unit.
What do you mean by B positive
Yes, it
unit?
must identical. So you are a B, that's your ABO, versus the combination I talked about, your blood type. So for example, if your blood type is the B and maybe possibly rhesus positive, you will first be most transfused with a unit that is also B positive. If it is not available, they can have other blood types like the O positive.
Okay. So first choice will be
a group identical.
The best match
the best
will
match.
be your B positive.
And if that is
Otherwise, you go to the general, which is
one,
O.
yes.
All right.
Makes sense.
Okay, so I'm thinking about donating blood. Again, I think I did it some time ago. Now, what happens to me
Before
when
I
I
was
give
born.
my blood? Am I at any risk? People might be asking that question. What are the possible side effects?
So the first thing is, before we collect blood from anybody, you must go through a series of investigations. I like the look on your face.
Relief.
It seems, yes, there's a bit of relief on your face from you. So first of all, you will be asked a set of questions. You'll be made to fill the donor eligibility questionnaire. It has about 30 different questions on it. Asking about your age. We will ask about your clinical conditions. Do you have any clinical illnesses you don't know about? Are you on drugs? If you are a female, we'll ask, are you on your menstrual period? Are you pregnant? I will generally ask, do you have any surgeries? Have you had a tooth extraction? It's actually important to us in the past few days. We ask about tattoos. When was your last tattoo? Multiple sexual partners. So it asks a lot of questions. And those questions will actually determine if you are going to be at risk to give blood to anybody. After that, we do a mini health check. Check your weights, check your blood pressure, check your pulse, and then we will check your blood level.
Okay, so what you're saying is, because of these extensive questions and checks, there is no risk
It
to me.
reduces the risk.
It reduces the risk.
To barely minimum. So it reduces the risk. So want to know if you're a first-time donor too, because the way we manage and treat a first-time donor is different from the way we manage someone that's been giving blood a lot of times. So we want to be sure that you're not apprehensive, there's no anxiety. We want to ask you questions like, have you eaten something? It's really important for you to take a lot of fluids and a healthy meal at least 2 hours before you give blood. So all these questions and investigations help to reduce the risk of you giving blood. So if you notice there's anything that does not make you eligible to donate blood, we'll politely tell you that, oh, you can't give blood for now. Can you please do this? Can you please do that? Or can you come back later on to give blood?
Excellent.
So we can say that a lot of work goes into into this whole
Yeah, because
this
it's
process.
very important.
just to make sure that blood is given safely and received safely.
Yes, please.
Wow, that's a lot.
Okay, so with this information at this point, with your permission, the director is asking for us to take a breather. Can we do that?
Yeah.
No problem.
Okay. So do you wish to be the reason for smiles on the faces of a lot of people? Then our advice is that you should willingly donate blood to save a life.
I was going to ask a question. you know, as a people, we seem to be less concerned about donating blood. I'm talking about our culture now as Nigerians, not even Lagosians. You know, how do you think we can turn this around?
We need to do more advocacy and sensitization. We need to do what we are doing here in many more TV stations, radio programs, in different gatherings. We need to encourage corporate organizations to take up blood donation as a corporate responsibility. We need to go to schools, institutions of learning. We need to go to policymakers to help drive this cause too. It's a lot of work, but I know that just when you and I decide to take up this cause, things will be done better.
Yeah. Okay, I was at an event yesterday, and I was blown up, you know, not literally, you know, because of the ripple effect when you work on a project such as yours from the grassroots, community based. You know, you inform community, people in the community, artisans, you know, the cab drivers, the hairdressers, the mechanics, so to speak, and because they're closer to the people. And I want to believe that the number of people, the population of people we have in the grassroots, they're more than those of us, the elites. And if information begins to seep from that level, we probably would get better results. Do you have any project like that?
So I do agree with you. We work with the local governments and the primary health care centers to educate a lot of the people there. We also work with many artisans. For example, we have a project with the community engineers, the mechanics. Okay. So we have the associations, we work with them. We go to the market to talk to them. We work with the coppers, National Youth Service, COPS too. They do a lot of projects with us. As I said, because we have not done enough, we really should do more so that this ripple effect can be better noticed. And one thing you should also know is that blood donation is very sensitive because it is something, you're taking something from the human body. My boss calls it a transplant. It is a transplant because you're taking a part of the body, a part of an organ in the body, and you're putting it into somebody else. So it's a very, very sensitive topic. So when we go back there, we need to go back often and often and often. And finally, when we go to the communities, a lot of questions are asked, what is in it for me? What is in it for me? So I need to tell the audience what is in it for them. So the first thing that is in it for them is you are doing your body a lot of good. I was going to mention that it gives your bone marrow an opportunity to generate new, younger, and healthier red cells. Yeah. So the red cells only live for about 120 days.
So beyond the advantage that you're saving a life, you're also
helping yourself.
Benefiting.
Yes. And before you also do that, many people don't like going to the hospitals. We will do a health check, we'll ask you questions, we will check different things from you. So it's an opportunity for a health check. And if there is anything we've noticed, we are able to refer you to the appropriate quarters where you can receive care. Also, studies have shown that people that donate blood regularly, they have a lower incidence of cancers and they have a lower incidence of heart diseases. So that is, to me, the most awesome part of it, because these chronic conditions are usually quite terminal if you are not well cared for. So those studies are there. And then you have an opportunity to know if you are anemic or you are polycythemic, that is if you have too much or too little. Finally, also studies have shown that blood donors, they have a good mental health. Lagos State is known for a lot of stress. And so voluntary blood donors and regular donors have a lower incidence of mental health issues. We are always happy.
That's research findings.
Yes, these are research findings. Yes. Wow. These are research findings. So it comes with a lot of other good. And when you come, we give you some snacks, we give you some gifts, just to say thank you and to make you remember this special experience.
Before John jumps in, you made a mention of regular.
Yes.
What is the timeline?
So you can donate blood every 3 months. That is, you can donate blood every quarter. You can donate blood 3 to 4 times a year then.
Okay.
Okay. So you've made it look so rosy. Like it's like I'm almost stretching out my arm to you. So just suck it.
Stretch it out. You'll be saving 3 lives when you donate blood. That's the one thing you should know.
Wow.
A unit of blood can be processed into different parts, and you can save 3 lives by donating blood.
That's
yes,
interesting.
a unit of blood.
Now, oftentimes, we lose dear ones just because they don't get blood transfusions quickly enough.
Yeah.
And that's a huge problem, especially around here. So what do you have to say about that?
First of all, I need to condole with everybody that has lost a loved one because of delay or inaccessibility to blood at the right time. It is really painful. It is not something anybody should experience. And because of it, I'm calling out to everybody, Nigerians out there. You have said you should put a smile on somebody's face. Nigerians, be the reason for a family to remain happy. Be the reason for a child to see the mother. Be the reason to have smiles on their faces. The best we can do is to continue to donate blood regularly. 1 unit of blood only lasts for 35 days based on the anticoagulants we are using. So when you donate that blood, if it is not used within 35 days, which is rare because we rarely have expired blood. I can't remember the last time I saw a unit of expired blood on the facility. The demand is high, it's huge. We are doing more specialized surgeries, so more units of blood is needed. So please give a unit of blood. Give it every 3 months and give it with joy.
Wow.
All right. Now, we're asking people to give blood every 3 months.
Yes, please.
But some scenarios play out. Accident victims, pregnant women who just had babies and stuff, and they need blood transfusion. And the hospitals are asking them to pay for it. Meanwhile, it's been donated free. And in a lot of cases, the process, it's delayed. It's not that there's no blood, but the whole process in the hospitals before this blood is transfused is an issue.
Yes.
What can you say to us about that?
So first of all, I sometimes try to compare blood to crude oil. When you get crude oil from the ground, you cannot use it in your cars. You can't use it as gas. Blood needs to be processed. So one of the things we do with blood is the collection, the consumables, what is used to collect the blood. Because it is something that goes into the human body. We look for the best. We make sure that the best, the quality assured products are used. Most of those things are brought into the country. Another thing, we need to screen the blood for transfusion, transmissible infectious agents. We do not use the rapid test kits. We need to use technology that reduces the percentage of false results to the barest minimum. In Lagos State, we use the 4th generation ELISA. Many of all the states are using very, very high techniques to check for blood. We don't want you to be transfused and then come back after a few months. Oh, I was transfused and something happened to us. That is not what we want. Blood must be stored in cold chain. Having blood in cold chain is also expensive. It must be in ice packs, cold centuries. You must use temperature bloggers to check that at any point in time, blood is left in the ideal temperature.
So that's the process.
That is the process. That is why some amounts of money is paid for it. Understand? And as I said, people can support to ensure that it is not too expensive for those that need to be transfused. Now, talking about the process in blood, you cannot just transfuse blood. I talked about the blood groups, the blood types. It needs to be compatible. Compatibility test is done at each time. We will check the donors and compare it with the person that needs to have.
That's why you can't rush.
I can't rush.
Matching.
Yes, so it's a cross matching. It's called cross matching too. So if you are going to do an emergency cross match, it takes at least 50 minutes, of which it is continued so that the healthcare personnel is aware that I've done it and it is still safe. An ideal cross match takes 1 hour.
Okay.
I'm sold. I'm sold. I want
donating.
Yeah, I have my card here, actually. But I think I want to just walk up to your office or to any center and give blood. Now, obviously, there'll be many people like me who really won't mind being donors?
Yes.
You know, how do they go about it?
So you can donate blood at any of the Lagos Blood Transfusion Center voluntary donation clinics. So we have one at the General Hospital Lagos, we have one at Bagada, that's General Hospital Bagada, we have one at Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, and we have one at Lagos State Accident and Emergency. That is where you need to go. You need to go to the accident and emergency because a lot of people just come in.
Yeah.
Please go there to support the accident victims there. You can also donate blood at any of the state's blood banks. So if you go to the blood bank, there's usually a blood donor clinic attached to it. And we have some private health facilities that have been accredited and licensed to collect blood from individuals. Apart from that, you can organize your birthday parties and call us at the Lagos Blood Transfusion Service.
I'll also add one more. That's the police hospital.
Yes.
The police hospital
Falomo.
Where the center
Yes.
was set up by the Rotary Club of Ikoyi.
Yes.
That's my club.
Yes, I agree. I am very sorry that went off. So we have a beautiful center at the Police College Falomo. It was set up by Rotary Club with partnership from.
Are you happy now?
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
You need to get there, and then you know when you go there, they have the policemen protecting you, so you can walk in there.
Police is your friend.
The police is your friend, and they do donate blood. Yes,
Yes.
they do donate blood. They do support in this drive.
Okay, so we have all of these centers. A lot of Nigerians don't like to go to places where they spend a lot of time before they are attended to. And this is voluntary, all right? So what's the process? How quickly? Does it take a whole day? Does it take 1 hour? Does it take 2 hours?
So you must first of all tell them you're a voluntary donor. If you're a voluntary blood donor, there are some investigations that will not be done. Because we believe that you would have filled the donor questionnaires and you'd have indicated where the risks are. Voluntary blood donors are very, very truthful and they are the safest donors. So it is shorter, it takes a shorter time for you to donate blood voluntarily. And within 30 minutes from the time you fill your form, you should have given blood. Within 5 minutes from the time the needle gets into your skin, the blood bag is usually full.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's full. Oh, it's full.
Can I
You have to take so much.
No. We only take about 450 mils of blood. That is less than a sachet of pure water. That you know. And as you are right now, you have a lot of blood in you. You have average about 8 to 10 units of sachets of pure water in you.
Okay.
Quote and unquote. That's the best way I can describe it for Nigerians. So a blood bag is not so big. You can only take extra from, that's why that blood test is done. So when we do the blood test, it's only the extra that you have that is taken to save other lives.
Wow. Okay.
Incredible.
Information, they say, is power.
Yeah. It's incredible. I mean, and you've put in so much. You've told us so much about. I think what we need from you now is a little more, you know, let's see you out there more.
Yeah.
And because I've learned a lot today.
Yes.
I've learned so much today, and I must really.
Let's see you out there. Let's see you out there.
I like Nigerians.
Let's see more deliberate, you know, actions. More activities.
Yes, like Nigerians, please check us on our social media handles. We have the at Lagos Blood Transfusion Service. That is for Facebook and for Instagram. For Twitter is at Lagos BTS. Please check us out. We put up a lot of our activities there. Just check us out.
And we'll get this smile.
And we'll get the same smile.
Yes, look, you need to see our team. The team. We celebrate our donors because we don't have enough, so we celebrate you. Please come in, we'll celebrate you.
So, for emphasis, any healthy individual within the age bracket of 17 to say 66 years, weighing over 50 kilograms is eligible for blood donation. That's what we hear. With that, let me thank Dr. Bodunrin Osikomaiya for coming to enlighten us more on this area. We appreciate your time, Doctor. Thank you
for
so
having
much.
me.
Thank you. Any final word?
Donate blood, save lives. Just donate blood, save lives.
All right. Thank you so much. We have benefited immensely from your insight today. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, so we move on to the other segments of the show, and the very next one is a gym, so we can catch up with the exercise that is going on right there with our energetic coach.
Yeah, I'm ready.
But after that, don't forget the Pharaoh.
Oh, yeah.
Also has her segments.
Yeah, after the Keep Fit segment, and we'll keep you in the dark for now, for where she's headed today with her guests.